All right, we're back for another live workout. Today George is going to be demonstrating and I'll be instructing her. So for equipment, we will need, doesn't necessarily need to be a medicine ball, but any weight that we have. We're going to be doing some crunches with it, so I think a textbook, if you have like a heavier book, a dictionary, would be a great option if you don't have a medicine ball or a dumbbell. Next up, we have a chair that we're going to be doing step-ups on, so nice sturdy chair or even a sturdy coffee table, or if you're lucky enough to have a box that you can step up on. And then some dumbbells as well, just as more of an accessory for those step-ups.
Right.
But like always, before we get rolling to the workout, do a little warm-up, so George is going to do the hip flow with you guys. Take it away.
Awesome. So we'll do the hip flow, and we're actually going to be adding on to what we've been doing the last month for the hip flow. So we'll do what you guys are used to seeing, and then we'll add some more moves at the end. So we'll start like we always do, rolling the head side to side, bringing that ear to each shoulder. And the magic number for these, and for most of the exercises in this, is going to be 6. So it'll be 6 to each side. So this should be the last one here. Good. And we'll roll those shoulders backwards 6 times. Just feeling that chest open. Good. We'll put hands on hips. We'll move the feet apart just a little bit, and we'll do 6 giant circles each direction. And so the hip flow is definitely something that, sometimes I see people really rush through it, but it's meant to really help you get warmed up. So take your time. I think it's the most enjoyable part of the workout, so might as well spend some time doing it. Reach fingertips up, pressing up on the balls of the feet, trying not to fall forward, like I almost just did. Good. Then we're going to go to the floor, so you can use a mat if you have one. If not, that's okay. And press back into downward dog. Come all the way up through. And I've mentioned this in previous episodes, but if you just want to come through to here, to straight arm plank, for those of you with some low back issues, that might feel a little bit more comfortable. All right, so now we're going to take that right heel up, step it through to the hands. If you can't step it through, just go ahead and pick the foot up, that's fine. Right hand to right knee. And we'll press out 6 times. Just a nice stretch for those hips. We'll drag the right elbow into the chest, rotate and reach it up to the ceiling. As always, we want to keep the eyes on the hands. I should say the hand. And that way we're getting that good torso rotation. I think this should be 6-ish. All right. We're going to leave that front foot planted. Stand up. That back foot should be 90 degrees. I'm going to lunge over the front foot, lunge over the back. You notice my torso is also making that 90-degree rotation as well. And here we'll do 6 lunges over each foot. Good. After that, hands come right back where they were on either side of the right foot, and the left hip will drop down and in. Good. From here, we'll go back to downward dog and push forward. I'm going to come into straight arm plank. My low back's been giving me a little trouble lately, so that position is fine for me. And now that left heel is going to come up. Left foot steps through, left hand to left knee, and we'll press out. Sometimes I have people ask what to do if holding this position is too challenging, and you can simply have that knee down if you need to. Same for this next move. Elbow comes in, hand rotates up. Good. Now we'll leave this left foot planted. Come up to that lunge position. Lunge over the front leg, twist to the back leg. So remember the leg that you're not lunging over. We want it to be perfectly straight. Good. Hands on either side of the left foot, and now that right hip will drop down and around. Okay. Back to our downward dogs. We'll do 3, and like I said, this is where we normally end, but I'm going to add a couple more moves. The first one I call break dancers. So we're going to leave one hand planted, both feet on the ground. We're going to press up, so my top hand, I'm using my left hand, is going to be pressed to the sky. I'm going to drop my hips, press back up into a bridge. And we want that chest to be rotated 90 degrees from the hips. I'm going to take that hand, switch it out, other hand comes up. And obviously we're doing 6 of these. Good. So now our transition here is going to be, instead of downward dogs, wide stance pushback. So I'm in a much wider stance, my hands are closer, and I'm going to push back. And this is a really good stretch for the back of the legs. You'll feel that down the hamstrings. In this position, I'm going to leave my left hand planted on the ground and rotate my right hand up and gently alternate back and forth. If you notice, my eyes are following my hand that raises, so I can try to get as much torso rotation as possible here. 6 aside, and haven't really counted, so we'll call that 6. Back to our wide stance pushbacks. And if you can't quite reach the ground, that's okay. You can walk your hands out to where they do touch. This last move is my favorite, so we're going to put both hands on the ground. I'm going to keep my right foot planted where it's at. My left foot will go between my right hand and my right foot. And I'm going to set down here where my left heel and my right knee are right next to each other. So your hands should still be on the ground. We're going to go down almost like we're doing a push-up. And you want to keep that chest nice and level with the ground. You should feel a stretch on the outside of that left hip. 6 of these. Keeping my hands there. Take that foot back. Now it's my right foot that I'm going to stick between my left and right hands. And I'll try to show you guys, same thing, my right heel is by my left knee. Hands are back here, and I'll do the presses on this side. If you don't feel that stretch on the outside of the hip, it's just, you might just need a little more rotation of that torso to face the floor. And we'll finish this off with 3 wide stance pushbacks. All right, we should be warm and ready to go.
All right, thanks, Georgia. I love those extra ones that not everyone always gets to, take advantage of. So to learn those and work those into the warm-up thing is awesome. All right, first exercise for the day. We're starting off strong, so we're nice and warmed up. We're going to be doing step-ups with a calf raise. So Georgia's going to step up onto the chair, and then she's going to drive that knee and have a nice little calf raise. Obviously, to take this down a level, just axe that calf raise because it'll really makes the balance pretty tricky. But we're going to be doing a minute on each side. Mm-hmm. Next up is a side laying leg circle. So laying on your side, having that hip nice and straight. If anything, just a little rolled forward and your leg straight up, and we're going to be rotating in a nice circle. We're going to go 30 seconds one direction, 30 seconds the other direction, and then we'll flip onto the other side, get the other leg. Next up, so this is when you're going to need your medicine ball or your textbook, your heavy object that you have. We're going to be doing a crunch, placing the object on our feet, lowering back down, crunching back up, grabbing the object, bringing it overhead, and then repeating that, like so. Awesome. Fourth exercise is a plank with a hip dip. So, in a plank position, Georgia's going to be tapping her hip to the right, and then to the left, and just alternating back and forth. And she's gonna rotate around to give you guys that front view so you can actually see how her hips are tapping each side, nice and controlled. So she's not, you can tell that she's not even going all the way to the ground quite,
I could.
but it's because she's doing it nice and controlled. So we'd rather you be controlled with it than sloppy and, you know, smashing onto the ground with each hip. And then our last one, everyone's favorite, burpees.
Burpees. Who doesn't love a good burpee?
Yep. And then we'll hit our cardio for 2 minutes. And today, George and I are big runners, so we're gonna take you for a little run. So we're gonna pop outside, jog for 2 minutes, and then we'll take a little rest. All right, everything's for a minute today with 15-second break in between.
Awesome.
All right, so grab your chair, your
And
coffee table.
If possible at home, if you want to put the chair next to a wall, that's probably
Yes.
best because then you can have the wall if you do want to try for those calf raises. It's great to have a wall there for that.
Yep, just using that as a little support. All right, ready, 2, 1, begin. Awesome, driving that knee and then extending up in that calf raise. And remember, we're doing it all on one side first for a minute, and then we're gonna switch legs. So your first couple, I guarantee will be a little tricky finding that balance. But once you get a couple reps in, you'll get a little more warmed up. You'll find that balance you need. Now Georgia just went all in on this. She's doing the calf raise and she grabbed her weights. So she's really feeling it already, yeah. So remember, you don't necessarily need those weights. You can lose the weight and you can get rid of that calf raise as well. Trust me, just a step up is gonna get your glutes activated. We're just taking it to a whole new level today. Almost there. And time. All right, we'll take just a slight little break, 15 seconds, shake those legs out, let those arms rest if you have that weight in them, and we'll hit the next side in 5 seconds. 2, 1, begin.
I think I'm still sore upper body from those the heavier weights I used the other day.
Probably.
But I had to back down several times.
Ben the other day had to do the same thing as you, just kept starting off with like 15s and then like went to 10 and then went to like 8s or 5s.
Yeah. But it's just a good example, you know, we don't need to stick with one weight just because it's what we chose. We might have chosen wrong and
Yep.
it's totally
Just
okay to know
adjusting
that.
as you go on. So this exercise should really be getting your glutes activated with that step up. So you'll notice that Georgia picked a chair that when she steps up, her knee is higher than her hip. So that's gonna so when she steps up with her right leg, that's gonna get her left glute activated the most. So if you have a smaller step and where that knee isn't getting above your hip, you're not maximizing that glute activation. All right, time. 15-second rest. We're going into our side laying leg circles. All right, in 3, 2, 1, begin. So remember, we're going 30 seconds one direction, 30 seconds the other direction. And I really like Georgia has her hand on her hip here, just to kind of make sure that her hip is staying straight up towards the sky. If anything, you want to be rolled forward a little, and you really want to make sure that you're not rolling that hip backwards.
I even try to keep my tailbone tucked a little bit to make sure my core is strong.
Yep. And switch direction.
Whew, that coupled with the step up.
Yeah. So this one is tricky. A lot of people see this one and they think it's easy, but you get 30 seconds in and it starts burning a little.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not feeling it, I mean, if you're stronger than us, if you have ankle weights, something like that, you can definitely add those in there. All right.
Woo.
Switch sides. We'll take that 15 seconds just so you can transition.
And usually the second leg is harder because it's already been working down on the
2,
floor.
1, begin.
I have to tell myself that.
I've also seen, if you have like a tube sock, you can actually put like a can in there, so add a little weight and then tie that around your ankle. So even if it's not for this exercise, if you just need some type of ankle weight, just getting a nice big, an old tube sock that you have and putting some rocks in there or a soup can, something like that, and then you can tie that tube sock around your feet. Really works just as well as ankle weights. And switch sides or directions.
Craig has a lot of tube socks, probably.
No,
I just assume.
you just, yeah.
Seem like a tube sock guy.
Maybe. I mean, it's pretty rare that I wear shorts, so makes sense. Almost there. And time.
Woo!
Going into our passing crunches, so grabbing that weight that you have, that textbook, that gallon jug even. All right, 2, 1, begin. So crunching up, placing that object on your feet, and then come back up to grab it and extending it overhead. Really being controlled with it. And you'll notice that when Georgia has the weight on her feet, she kind of extends those feet out just a little. Really gets your legs involved a little more, your groin and your abs as well, extending that weight out further. You guys are doing awesome, well over halfway. Now if you don't have a weight, you can definitely still do this exact crunch, except when you reach up, just try to tap your toes or your heels. And time. All right, going into our plank with hip dip. In 2,
Whoa.
1, begin.
That was a fast 15 seconds.
I sped it up that time, you know. So Georgia's in a nice plank position, and she's very controlled, moving her hips left to right. Always in control of it. So she's not using any momentum with this exercise. She's not just throwing her hips side to side. Every movement that she has is on purpose, with meaning. And then obviously, if you have that core strength, that range of motion to really bring that hip as far as you can left and then as far as you can right without losing control, that's the goal. 5 seconds left, you guys are almost there. And time.
Those always make me want to do burpees.
All right, yep, burpees
Good thing.
are up next.
We'll do these to the side.
Everyone's favorite. 2, 1, begin. So, hopping up, reaching for the sky, planting the feet or the hands on the ground, hopping back, performing a push-up, jumping those feet back forward. Jumping those feet out, push up, hop those feet forward, jump for the sky. Pace yourself. We have a full minute of these. Don't forget to breathe. Take this down a notch. We can, especially if you need lower impact, just lose the jump. You can step, extend up onto those toes just like Georgia did, step backwards. And obviously, as it goes on, it gets a little harder. We can lose the push-up as well, just going into a plank, hopping those feet back and forward. Almost there, get that last rep in, last rep or two. And time. All right.
Time for a run.
Yeah, we're going for a little jog now. 2 minutes.
All right. Nice sunny morning for a jog.
All right.
Ready?
Ready. Begin. Making the cameraman run too.
Hopefully Craig can keep up. We'll see. Should we go down this way?
You can go wherever you want. Going on the campus. Little trail running. We're going like 5-minute pace right now.
Definitely. This is how I look at 5-minute pace. I did run a 5:06. What's our time?
We got 45 seconds left.
Alright, let's flip. That way we get kind of close.
We're almost there, guys. 15 seconds. Even if we're just jogging in place in our living room, it's awesome. And time.
Alright, time for some water. Alright. Everybody caught your breath from that run?
Yeah, round 2. All right, starting in about 15 seconds.
Little fun fact, I started everything on my left leg that first round, so I'm going to switch and start everything on my right leg because I'm OCD like that.
All right. All right, starting in 2, 1, begin. Those step ups. All right, today we got a little trivia, and I kind of catered it more towards Arizona and some Flagstaff facts. So we'll see how well Georgia knows her state and her city.
That I've lived in for only 2 years.
Yeah, okay. She's already making excuses.
I am. I'm hedging my bets here.
All right. So, Arizona is home to the Grand Canyon.
I did know that. True.
Dang! I thought I was
my
gonna
first one.
What canyon in the U.S. is deeper?
Deeper than the Grand Canyon. And it's on land? So it's not in the ocean?
Correct.
Whew.
And where is it located?
Is it located
Alright.
in Colorado?
Take a little break and then we'll switch sides. It's not in Colorado.
I have no clue.
Do you know where Emma Bates is from?
Idaho?
Yep. It's in Idaho. Alright, beginning in 2, 1, begin. So make sure we're switching legs here. So it's called Hell's Canyon. And it's
Oh my gosh, I've been there.
It's the deepest canyon in the U.S.
Oh my gosh, I've backpacked through there because it goes into Oregon as well.
Oh, nice. Do you know where the deepest canyon in the world is?
I'm assuming it's the one in the ocean.
No.
If you-
So I guess I'm not including any ocean canyons.
Then I have absolutely no clue.
It's in Peru, and it's more than twice as deep than the Grand Canyon.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy. All right.
That's so funny that I've been there and I did not know that.
Must not have been that memorable.
No, it's very beautiful. I don't know why it just didn't feel as big as grand as the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, well, I think so. The Grand Canyon is really special because it's so wide
Right.
and it is so big. All right, time. Little break. Going into our side leg circles. 60 seconds each side, 30 seconds each direction. In 3, 2, 1, begin. All right, this one hopefully is easy for you. What quote unquote planet was discovered in Flagstaff?
Well, Pluto, which is definitely not a planet. Sorry, guys.
Well, so it was a planet at the time when it got discovered.
Yep.
Discovered as a planet.
Discovered in Lowell Observatory.
Do you know who discovered it?
Is his last name Lowell?
No? That's a decent guess. And switch directions.
I feel like I will know this name. Can I have a hint?
His first name's Clyde.
Nope, no clue. Drexler.
Clyde Tomberg.
No, I would have never known.
Yeah. Tomba. Whatever.
Cool.
I don't know how to say it.
Have you been to the Lowell Observatory?
I have. I've been twice, I think. Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Do you know what year it was discovered?
Whoa. I know what year Pluto got
Time, transition.
I know what year Pluto got demoted.
Ooh, I don't know that. What?
2006, because it was when I graduated high school. So,
Oh.
oops, I'm not supposed to start yet.
3, 2, 1, begin. 2006, yeah. I was in high school. That sounds right. I believe you.
When it was discovered, I'm gonna guess that was in the 60s,
No,
70s,
no.
50s?
Earlier.
40s,
Earlier.
30s.
Yeah.
Whoa!
1930
Wow.
to be exact.
So
And switch directions.
it had its heyday. Pluto did. I mean,
Yeah, for 76 years.
Yeah.
All right. How high is Humphreys Peak?
12,628 feet is my guess.
Almost.
What is it?
Almost. 12,633 feet. So 5 feet off.
Okay, I'll take that.
Um,
Over time, it's eroded by
time.
5 feet or so.
Within the 2-year span of being here.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
All right, going into our crunches with the pass, so grab your object that you have. 3, 2, 1, begin. So, I'm sure most of us know this, but it's the highest peak in Arizona, the highest point.
Yep.
Um,
Have you been up it?
I have not been up it.
Greg!
I want to. I mean, there's snow on it right now. So,
You've been here 2 years too. Or maybe- no, probably less.
no, I've been, well, less than 2 years, but I've been here 2 summers. So,
No excuse.
no, well, roughly, no, 1 full summer. So, I do want to get up there.
Alright, this summer. We'll do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna run up it.
Nice.
That's the first time. First time, I'm not gonna hike it. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run up the whole thing.
It's really windy at the top.
How many days of sunshine on average does Flagstaff have each year?
Definitely. Okay. Are you saying like Bluebird Day, no clouds, or just like mostly sunshine?
Time. I don't know. The fact just said sunshine.
Okay, I think it's gonna be over 300. Is that right?
No.
Oh, see, that makes me think they mean totally,
Ready, begin.
totally sunny days. 276.
Ooh, almost 266.
Oh, I was gonna say 267, but
So I
changed
think
it.
I think Flagstaff, most of those days probably come in the winter. I think we have some pretty gloomy winter days. Do you know how many days of sunshine Gunnison had?
It was way more, huh?
Way more. I forget the exact number, but it was like 350 or
That's
something.
what I was basing this off of.
Yeah, so that's insane how much sunshine
Yeah. So
we used to have.
I moved from Portland, which has like 12 days of sunshine a year, to Gunnison, which was like a big
Yeah.
transition.
Yeah, no,
It's
even
not
like
used to it.
growing up in Connecticut, our winters were like super gloomy and cloudy,
Mhm.
and then like Gunnison, yeah, it'd be negative 25 degrees, but it'd be
Sunny.
it'd be super sunny out and nice.
Yeah, Gunnison is a city in Colorado where Craig and I used to live.
All right, going into our burpees.
Oh, I was going to show you guys another great thing since we have the chair is to use that as a modifier.
All right, ready, begin. All right, how many volcanoes roughly are there in northern Arizona?
Oh, like all the inactive ones.
Yep.
I feel like there's a lot more than I think there is. 38.
Much higher.
Really?
Yep.
Is it 3 digits?
Yes.
Whoa.
Hundreds.
542.
Ooh, a little higher.
Really?
Yeah, higher than that.
You might as well just tell me.
So so this is a very round number, so it's obviously an estimate of some sort. 600
Wow.
volcanoes in northern Arizona.
That is incredible.
Yeah. It's absurd. All right, almost done here. 2, 1, time. All right.
Get ready to run in place.
Break. Yeah, let me
Or run outside with us.
grab camera again. All right. Let Georgia prop that door open again. And then ready, begin.
I'll let me know when we hit a minute.
Yep, we'll flip at a minute. Hopefully you guys can get out of your house as quickly as we get out of the physio shop. Woo!
Parkour move there.
There we go, running through some academic buildings. Wave to Chase, I think he works in that building. Hi Chase. All right, and we're at a minute. Flip around. almost there. 30 seconds left, guys. All right, time, 2 minutes. We'll be back for round 3.
Last round, you guys. Whoever's sticking with us, that's awesome.
Yep. Hopefully caught your breath after that run. I know it's hard for me carrying that camera, chasing Georgia. She's not slow. All right, starting with our step-ups again.
Craig just doesn't have enough upper body.
2, 1, begin. Hey, what are you doing? You're dilly-dallying, you're not ready? Come on, we're working out.
I feel like I got to it pretty quick.
Yeah, as soon as I gave you that countdown.
That started at 2. Yep.
All right. One of the most annoying things in Flagstaff, I think, are all the trains that we have to stop for and get stuck at. On average, how many trains pass through Flagstaff daily?
I think I know that it's like 110.
So, possibly. The fact that I have is 100. So, again, very round numbers. I'm sure they estimated it or averaged it somehow. But yeah, isn't that crazy? 100 trains.
That still is mind blowing because I know there's a lot, but if I hadn't heard that number before, I would have guessed like maybe 30 or 40.
Yeah, when I heard the number, I was pretty shocked.
Yep.
All right, time, little break, and then we'll switch sides. And they're long trains too. I remember, so I run along the train tracks a lot on like the dirt path there.
Mm-hmm.
There's one time I ran over a mile, so about 7 minutes, and the same train was going by me the entire time.
That's insane.
Yep. Ready, begin.
That's crazy. Have you ever gone on a train ride?
I've been on like an Amtrak train.
Nice.
Yeah, going only from like Connecticut into New York City. So
Right.
I've never really driven into New York City. You always take the train right
Right.
into Grand Central. So I guess growing up, I kind of took that as just like a pretty typical thing that everyone does.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, Flagstaff was the first international blank city.
Dark sky.
Yes. All right.
Because you see that sign when you drive into town. What exactly? That has to do with the lighting fixtures, right?
Yeah. So I think it's so we're almost done here. Time. I think it has to do with light pollution. So the city regulates what time like city and street lights can be on and how bright they can be, and how much light is just being admitted. Ready? Begin.
Which I feel like if you move here from somewhere, you know, that has a lot of light pollution, you really recognize that when you move here, and then at nighttime you look up, you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
It's
it's
the
definitely, I really recognized it when I lived in Tucson, but I was driving a lot back and forth from Tucson to Phoenix, and at night driving into Phoenix, you know, I'd still be like 30 minutes out, but you just see this like glow of the city. Switch directions,
So
and you just realize how much light is just being, you know, polluted into the night sky, and you can't see anything. But then you get in a random spot between Phoenix and Tucson, and you look up towards the sky, and there's just like all these stars that you can see, just because there's no light pollution.
Yeah, over the weekend we went and camped at Red Mountain.
In time. Switch sides.
And you could see the stars so well. So here's something cool, and maybe our astronomy buffs will know this, but I'm pretty confident we saw 3 different planets the other night, which was pretty crazy. I think it was
2,
Venus,
1, begin.
Mars, and Jupiter, but I could be wrong. But it was pretty
That's pretty
incredible out there to see that. So was that night sky thing done because of Lowell?
I don't know. I don't really know the backstory behind that, but I'm sure there was definitely some role in that, like them being able to do their research efficiently and stuff. You know that the Lowell also discovered the rings around Uranus, I believe.
Really?
Yeah,
Whoa.
and some of the biggest star clusters as well.
Did you forget to tell me to switch?
Yes, I did. Went about 5 seconds extra on that side.
I feel it.
I'm allowed one timing mistake each workout, I think. Usually
I
I'm
feel like-
averaging like 3 to 5, so.
I feel like we've done a lot better. The first couple I did, they were rough. It's hard to time and talk.
Alright. Arizona leads the nation in the production of what? Time.
Production of. Was it something plant-based?
No. But it's like earth-based.
Ooh, it's some kind of rock or mineral.
2,
Oh no!
1, begin. So yep, those crunches of the past. I didn't give you guys a warning about reminding you what was up next.
You guys probably knew. You guys are probably more on top of it than I am. Copper.
Yes. Yep.
My only thought with that, have you been to Jerome?
I haven't, no.
Oh, Jerome is a really cool town, but they had a huge copper mine.
Yep.
So I know it's pretty prevalent in the state.
Yeah, so yeah, I read a little about Jerome recently and how, you know, they used to have not a big population, but decent, and then as soon as basically copper production decreased, or the need for it, the town's population is like 50
Yeah.
people now.
So it's really cool now. It's very artsy and there's a lot of wineries. But there has been a fire going in that mine underground for like over 20 years or something crazy for a really long time,
Wow.
and it's still burning.
And time. All right. Next up are the plank with hip dips. All right. I'll wait till we get started here. So
Oh.
3, 2, 1, begin. Do you know what the capital of the Navajo reservation is?
The capital. I don't. Is it a particular city?
Yeah, it's like a particular town, city.
No.
I wouldn't have known this. Like, I don't think I had heard of this place. Window Rock.
Oh, okay. That sounds familiar even.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into it a little more, but I did not know that. All right, how about, do you know our state colors?
Red, yellow would be my guess.
Nope,
Orange.
nope. It is 2 colors. So 2 colors.
That I haven't guessed.
Yeah, 2 colors you haven't guessed yet.
Blue
Yes.
and gold.
Time. Yes.
Really?
Blue and gold.
Okay.
All right, little break going into our last one, best one, burpees.
Blue and gold. I was just trying to think of the flag.
2, 1, begin. Yeah. Now that you know the colors, you can think to the flag, and you're like, yep, okay, that makes sense. But also red.
But red is in there. That's
Red
why I
as
think
well.
it's-
Let's see. What number state was Arizona? So like
48.
Dang it. Yep. Do you know when it was inducted as a state, accepted as a state, however you want to?
1888.
Nope. More recent.
In the 1900s?
Yeah.
1913.
Ooh.
1911.
Close. Close.
1912.
Yeah. You hopped over 1912. So, February 14th, 1912, Arizona became a state of the U.S. Yeah, number 48.
February 14th?
Yep.
Nice.
All right. 3 seconds left here. 2, 1, time.
One final run.
See if I can keep up with her still.
Try to get a head start. All right, ready?
Ready? Begin. I feel like this is my audition tape for cops. Chasing down the criminals. Hey, get back here! Well, I guess I wouldn't be the cameraman. The cameraman doesn't say anything.
I'll do another big turnaround out here.
Yep. Perfect timing, just about a minute.
All right.
Keep up, Georgia.
I can't let Greg beat you on the camera. Don't trip.
Seconds left. Going through the front door this time. 10 seconds. Finishing kick. Done. All right.
Thanks, guys, for joining in. We'll see you tomorrow.